Okay, thanks.
I'm really glad we're meeting today. As you know, our last session was pretty quick, just discussing confidentiality and intake forms. So if it's okay with you, I'm hoping that today I can take some time to get to know you a bit more, and we'll try to explore what's going on for you. Do you have any questions at this point?
No, not yet.
Okay, so maybe you can start by telling me a bit more about yourself and what brought you here.
Yeah, well, I'm 37 and I'm currently working in a research lab. I have my PhD and my work is really important to me. Drinking has always kind of been a part of my life, but over the last few years, it's really started to become something that feels out of my control.
I see. Are you able to identify anything in your life that may have led to this change?
I mean, there's a lot of things, honestly. I feel like deep down, I'm just not good enough, and drinking just kind of helps make me feel better. When I started working from home during COVID, I started drinking like any time of the day because I was in the privacy of my own home and it was just easier. And then on top of all that, my dad committed suicide a couple of years ago. He had ALS, and honestly, I think that he had dealt with depression for a long time, even before that. And it really just brought me to a dark place for a long time, and my drinking has been different since then.
I'm so sorry to hear about your dad. That sounds really hard. So maybe the drinking has been used to help cope with all of this. If you're comfortable, can you tell me a bit more about your relationship with your dad and a bit about your upbringing?
Yeah, it's complicated because as horrible as it was that he died, I think I hold on to resentment towards him because he really didn't show up enough when I was younger. He didn't pay child support, and my mom struggled a lot because of that. And she and I are so close. She's like my best friend, so I just really hate that she had such a hard time.
Would you say that she's the main person you turn to for support?
Yeah, definitely.
You mentioned that you think your dad struggled with depression and, of course, the ALS. Did your mom have any physical or mental health issues?
No, I don't think so.
And how would you say your physical and mental health have been in the past and at the moment?
I would say that I do feel depressed sometimes, and I think part of that is just because of my chronic pain. Like I have a injury, and it never healed properly, and it causes me constant pain.
Oh, that's so tough. How long have you been dealing with that for?
Almost 5 years now.
Do you take any medication for this or for anything else?
I was offered it, but to be honest, I feel like I've always just known that I've had an addictive nature, and I was really worried about getting hooked on it. So I've just never, wanted to go down that road, and I've been toughing it out. But the booze definitely helps numb the pain sometimes.
Oh, that must be really hard to be in pain all the time. Do you think that drinking is the main way that you cope with your emotional and physical pain, or are there other ways that you cope as well?
I mean, I do really enjoy reading, and sometimes it serves as a bit of an escape for me. Lately, I've been trying to think about things differently, trying to kind of find more meaning in things. Like, is there more to life than just what we see? So, reading about that stuff definitely helps me sometimes.
Okay, really interesting. So, in a way, you have two great mechanisms here reading, and it also sounds like some spiritual curiosity. Can you tell me a bit about your past or current relationship with religion and spirituality?
Yeah, so growing up, we weren't really religious at all. I think my dad may have been a little bit, but like I said, he wasn't really around that much. And I think it's only really been in the last few months that I've had any interest or even felt any real pull. It started with this book, Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. Have you heard of it?
I have, yes, it's very powerful. Did it resonate with you?
Yeah, I feel like it was one of the first times that I really thought about like, what is the meaning of all this for me? It kind of just refocused me on how important I think my research is, but man, I really keep messing up and I feel like just such a waste of space sometimes.
Okay, so that's interesting because what you said feels a bit contradictory. Your work sounds very important, and yet you feel like a waste of space.
Because instead of making progress with it and improving myself, I'm drinking during my work calls and acting like a complete idiot.
Okay, I want to come back to that detail later, but I'm hearing that you're really struggling with the fact that drinking is affecting your work. It does sound like you found something that really might help start to shift things for you, though. Finding meaning and purpose in something that you've already worked incredibly hard at. To get to where you are must have been a lot of work. Do you genuinely enjoy the work that you do?
Yeah, I'm really proud of how far I've gotten in my career and I really do love it.
That's great. So we've covered a lot of ground today. We will continue to explore a lot of this in future sessions, but for today, is there anything else specifically that you wanted to tell me about or discuss?
I don't think so. It feels cathartic to start talking about all of this, though. So thank you.
Thank you for your openness. I'm looking forward to our next session. And if you have any questions in the meantime, please feel free to reach out. Take care, and we'll talk soon.
Awesome. Thank you. Bye.